I'm Bensette, founder of the Bossy Babe brand, fitness coach, and serial entrepreneur turned intuitive life and business coach. The Wealthy Babe podcast is for the ambitious, courageous, and spiritually charged up woman in network marketing, craving wealth not only in her bank account, but in every aspect of her life. Get plugged in here each week for authentic and unfiltered conversations from myself and industry leaders who are going to support you and give you all the juicy behind the scenes and real talk around business, spirituality, strong points of view, and doing shit differently. This is a safe space to come undone, be heard, and be given permission to rewrite your own damn rules. So here we go. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Wealthy Babe podcast. I am so excited to be here today. I'm so excited to be recording this episode and sharing all about how to let this shit be easy. I actually asked a poll on my Instagram stories the other day, and I asked about a couple different topics that you would like to hear about, and this one won by a landslide. So I figured I needed to listen to the people to create what you guys want to hear. So today, this episode is all about letting it be easy. And before we start, something that I usually do with our guests on the podcast is I ask them what they're celebrating. So today, I'm actually going to share a little bit about what I'm celebrating. And you guys, I am celebrating waking up to 1K downloads. So the Wealthy Babe podcast has officially hit 1,000 downloads in 9 days. This is absolutely incredible. And from the bottom of my heart, from the core of my heart, from my entire heart, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for downloading, for listening, for loving on it, for leaving a review, for sharing it on your stories or on your social media, for tagging me, for sending me a message, for letting me know how much it's impacted you already. I really cannot quite explain how much it means to me and how much it keeps me going. That is why you are why I do this every single day. You're why I show up, and knowing that it's making an impact in your lives is absolutely everything to me. So today, not only am I celebrating 1,000 downloads on the podcast, I am celebrating each of you. So today actually felt like a really fitting day to record this episode on letting it be easy, letting running your business be really fun and exciting again. And this is so freaking possible for every single one of you. I've talked on previous episodes about when doing things and when making money becomes really exhausting, and when it becomes really hard and it becomes forced and it becomes something that just isn't fun anymore. Ultimately, what that means is that something is out of alignment. But what we're actually conditioned to believe is that in this moment, when things aren't working out the way that we want them to, that we should just work harder, right? That if we work harder, it's going to equal more. And that is one of the biggest bullshit lies that I've ever heard. Doing more does not equal more. Doing more intentional work, doing more intentional showing up in an intentional way is what creates success. It's not necessarily doing more. And this is something that, again, as women, we wear this badge of honor, and somewhere down the road, we have formed this belief and been conditioned to believe, whether we've seen our parents this way or, we got praised or attention when we worked really hard. We got told that it has to be hard, that it has to be difficult, that making money and having success can't be effortless and it can't be easy. And like I said, that is the biggest piece of baloney. I call bullshit on it time and time again. Guys, every single one of us listening here only have so much space energetically and physically to take on the things that we do. We all have a capped out point where we just cannot fit any more in. And so often what happens is we fill this space with overwhelm, and we fill it with choices of frustration, and we fill it with unintentional activities. And when I mean, doing the intentional actions, what I mean is, what are the things that you're actually doing in your business or in your life that are moving you forward? What are the things that you're doing that are actually creating results versus just making you feel productive, right? Like for an example here is going live on Facebook, making a podcast recording like this, versus scrolling on your Facebook, searching for inspiration, doing maybe even excessive self-care because you're telling yourself that, through doing this, you need it and it will help you. And there's a certain point where we have to check ourselves and say, am I avoiding something here? Or am I actually doing all of the things that are moving my business forward? So it's so important that we stop focusing on actually feeling the things that we want to feel once we accomplish it. Feeling all of the things has to come now, and it can't happen just when we've crossed the thing off the list and just after we have accomplished the goal. Why do we not give ourselves permission to feel it all right now? Why, if we do not let ourselves feel it now, when are we ever going to allow ourselves to feel it? Right? Time is relative. Right now, this is the future. Right? As of earlier today, or a minute ago, or yesterday, or a week ago, or 6 months ago, today is the future, right? So if you're not going to allow yourself to feel it now, when are you ever going to feel it? My goal with this podcast, you guys, is to be transparent in my journey as much as freaking possible. And I want to provide as many tips and as much value as I can. So there's no secrets here. And I ultimately want this because, like I said in the beginning, in the intro here, this is an unfiltered behind the scenes of what business looks like and what entrepreneurship looks like. And I want to bring you on this journey of the things that I'm doing and accomplishing, and, probably a lot of the failures and the things also along the way, and the lessons that I learn and the things that happen and the hurdles and the hard days. I'm going to bring it all to you. And the beautiful thing is that today we're talking about, some really amazing things. And not only did the Wealthy Babe podcast hit 1,000 downloads in 9 days, and there's also already 8 amazing reviews on the podcast, 5-star reviews, but I also sold out my VIP one-on-one coaching practice for the next 3 months. I am projecting my first 10K cash month. All of my clients are receiving the most incredible results in their businesses right now. They're launching so many incredible things, and I wish I could shout them all out right now because I'm so proud of them. But I promise that on my social media, there will be posts coming for them as well, and updating everybody on all their incredible success. But my business has also increased times 4. It has quadrupled literally in the past few months. And of course I had to do the work, but who says it can't also be easy, you guys? I'm sharing this with you because I want you guys to see that I'm living proof of the things that I'm saying. I want you guys to see that as I'm giving advice, or as I'm showing up and I'm talking about the things that I am, that I'm not just talking out of my ass, that I'm actually giving you the real deal and the results that they're creating, because I want you guys to have that trust in me, to know that the things that I'm saying are real. And so those are the things that have just come up and that I've been creating and that have shown up for me just recently. And I woke up and sat in gratitude over this morning, and it is freaking incredible. But, looking back on this, it wasn't hard. Yes, there was a lot of work, right? I showed up a lot, but it wasn't difficult. A few months ago, I actually began to map out this vision of this exponential growth, and that required some quantum leaps to make happen. And I asked myself, what actions and what beliefs do I need to have in place to support this? And I wanted to share with you some of the things that I have done since then, since I asked myself this question, so then you can kind of see what steps that I actually took and the intentional action that I took. So I re-signed on with my coach. Having a coach for me is a non-negotiable. It is something that I went a little bit of time without, and I will never do it again. Having her as my sounding board, having her as my guide, and having her as my safe space, but also holding this next level container for me to stand in with her is incredibly, incredibly critical to my success in my business. And that was something that I had to do. So I re-signed on with my coach. I made decisions that reflected where I wanted to be, not where I was in that moment. So often we tend to make decisions based on where we're at, right? We see that there's no money in our bank account, so we hire the the less pricey coach, or maybe we cheap out on some of our business expenses, or we don't actually do the things we want to do. We don't treat ourselves. We don't go buy the fancy coffee. We don't, go out for dinner. We don't do the things because we're taking action based on where we are. Right? We're not taking action based on where we want to be. We're not making decisions based on where we want to be, right? Whether that is actually how you're treating yourself or how it's showing up in your business, if it's going live, if it's launching the program, if it's feeling finally confident. You're not doing any of these things based on where you want to be, right? You're doing it based on where you are. And that is a massive, massive disconnect with a lot of women and a lot of entrepreneurs in business. So I made decisions from that space that reflected where I was going, right? Not where I was in that exact moment. I made a true and unwavering decision that what I wanted was mine. This is, again, so freaking important because even subconsciously, sometimes deep down, you might not have fully sunk into the fact that what you want is yours. And there might be that little voice inside your head saying, well, maybe it's not yours, or maybe you can't do it, or, who are you to have that? And you have to quiet that voice. You have to sink into this space where you have no question that the things that you want in your life are meant for you. And when you truly, truly decide, the universe starts to work and move everything in order for you. And you start to show up in alignment with that belief. I also lean into my best friend and business bestie, business partner, and we held space for each other in this next level container. So if you do not have a business bestie, if you do not have somebody who is at the same level and in the same space in their business as you, and we'll hold that space for you when things are getting hard, but also hold this next level container for you to step in with her and just sharing this vision together and put all of that energy behind both of your goals and both of your visions, then I suggest you go out and get one. Go find one, go reach out, go post in a group and follow those nudges in your intuition, because ultimately, you guys, having that support and having someone there pushing at those goals with you is such a freaking game changer. And that kind of leads me to my next one, is I let my intuition guide me into my next best steps. So whether it was the podcast and launching this, or it was the episodes that I created, or the guests that I brought on, or the clients that I took on into my practice, I let my intuition guide me into what felt good. I didn't just do the things because I thought that I should. I didn't just do the things because I thought that they would make me money. I did the things that I wanted to do because they felt like the right next best steps. It was the nudges in my soul and the whispers, the silent whispers that I was hearing and feeling, and just the nudges. It's one of those feelings where you can't quite describe it. It just comes through you. And that's when you know it's your next best step, even if it is scary as freaking fuck. That's a new thing. Can we hashtag freaking fuck? And next, what I did was I celebrated every single freaking thing. Celebrating, if you have not already listened to it, go make sure that you listen to episode 9, all on celebration, so you can hear more about this. But I ultimately amplified the vibration in which I was at. If I was just passing on every single thing that I accomplished and not focusing on what I've already done, I can't amplify that vibration, just passing it on. I'm not feeling the thing that I want to feel. And then again, it's why are we doing this damn thing then? Like, what are we doing this all for? We have to take that time to celebrate every single thing, to feel grateful for it, to give it space and time and recognition and love on it and receive it. And when we receive that and we get really good at receiving, we can receive more. And ultimately, I took care of myself. I chose, this is important, you guys, I chose to let it be fun. I took breaks. I took time off. I embodied the woman who would attract all of this in. Okay. So I didn't just decide to work 24 hours a day. I didn't say, oh, I can't do this, or I can't do that, or there's no way. Sure, guys, I show up freaking intense Monday to Friday, but you better believe that I allow myself on the weekends to shut off, that I allow myself at nights to put my phone away. I cook supper with my boyfriend, and I take time just to enjoy life, and I visit my family, and I see my parents, and I do the things that I want to do, because that is what life is all about. And when you choose to let the process be fun, right, you don't convince yourself that in order to create results, you have to work really, really hard for it. then everything starts to fall into place because it becomes fun to show up. It becomes exciting to share your content and to connect and to talk and to do all the things you got to do to create the results you got to create, right? If it's hard and it's forced and it doesn't feel good, you're not going to have good energy and you're not going to want to show up for it. So what we know is true by now is that people buy into your energy. If you're selling a product or a service, people aren't buying the product or the service. They're buying the energy that you have. They're buying this container that they're going to step into with you. And if you're depleted, if it's forced, if it's desperate, if it doesn't feel good, they're not going to give their hard-earned money to be in that, right? You probably wouldn't either. So it's so important to let your energy be what people are attracted to and what people want to be in. You know, I talk to women all the time who want more money because they want to finally live without stress. They want to finally feel as if they have the means to take care of themselves without having guilt, and that they can have more time with their families and be able to still make an impact in the world. And you guys, this is all so freaking possible, all of it. We are the ones that hold ourselves back from what we want, right? The magic, the success, the thriving business, the fun, the celebration. It's not your past circumstances. It's not your mom. It's not your spouse. It's not your lack of time or money. It's how you view yourself and the energy you put behind how you show up in the world. So what if you could choose again? What if it could all be easy? What if it could be fun? What if receiving abundance and an effortless flow of it could be your new normal? What if it was always meant for you? Feel the thing you want to feel right now. You guys, I'm recording this podcast right now. I have a session with my new client right away. And after that, I'm going for my first ever blowout. My coach actually treated me to celebratory blowout. And this is something that I've been wanting to do for such a long time. It's one of those things that I don't necessarily need to do, right? None of us need to go have the blowout. None of us need to have someone wash our hair and pamper us. But that next level version of myself does that. That is how she takes care of herself. That's how she honors herself. That's how she lives life, right? She does things that are fun. She delegates the things she doesn't enjoy. And I don't enjoy washing my hair. I love my hair. It's long, it's beautiful, but I hate washing it. It is something I dread every week, every time I have to go and do it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go treat myself. I want to pamper myself. I want to enjoy this. And my amazing coach decided to treat me to it. And I'm just going to soak it all in and live in that moment, truly feel what I want to feel right now, right? It's not after I hit the goal, not after I hit that next thing on my list. I'm doing it now. And then I'm also going to take action, right? And I want you guys to do the same thing. Take action and hold the beliefs of where you're going. Okay. So when it comes to investing, if there's something in your business or a coach or somebody or something that you want to, invest in, I'm just kind of giving you an example here, is don't invest at the level in which you're at. Okay. Invest at the level in which you want to go. Buy into where you're going. Okay. Buy into where you're going. Play at that level and believe that you are a badass woman who does achieve the things that she says she's going to achieve. Whatever vision you have for your life, it's not going to come without fear. It's not going to come without hurdles or small windows of doubt. But looking back in hindsight, who is the woman you want to be moving through it? Here is your permission right now to look inward on why you feel so connected to it, always having to be hard, and then ask yourself, how can this be more easy? Okay? It gets to be this easy. It gets to be this good. I'm going to leave you with that affirmation. Sink into that. Write it down. Write it on a mirror. Tattoo it on your arm. Do what you got to do. It gets to be this easy. It gets to be this good. Okay? I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope that this gives you that permission and some tips and some love and some support and some guidance in letting this be more easy, letting your business, your life be fun to show up to, and allow this to be more effortless, where you get to have the power to choose again. And I really, really hope that you walk away from this podcast feeling just that. So again, thank you guys so much for showing up here. Thank you so much for downloading. Thank you so much for listening. Please don't forget that if there is an episode that you are loving, if there is a guests that you are loving or guests that you want to see, please rate and review this podcast because it will help me to bring more of what it is that you want to the show. And as always, share. Please, please, please share using Instagram stories or even your Facebook or any platform that you truly love, but especially Instagram stories is such an incredible platform. Just to screenshot the episode you're loving, tag me in it so then I can shout you out and I can give you all the love for it. But also to get this message out to more people and to the women who truly need it. Whether you're an online entrepreneur or you're in network marketing, it matters so much to me that I serve these women and they get the information that they need to hear right now. So you guys, thank you so much. I love you so much, and we'll see you next time.